Yo, happy Saturday, you motherfuckers. Nah, I'm just kidding. Happy Saturday, guys. Sorry I didn't stream on Wednesday or Friday. I've been sick. I tried to say on Monday. It's not because I got wrecked. It's because I was sick. I got to adjust some shit here. All right, cool. So, yeah, I was sick. I had a head cold. Yeah, it sucked. Nothing that, like, put me down or anything. I was still able to, like, work out and do stuff. It just, like, it sucks to like talk when you sound like Squidward and you're sneezing and coughing, and it's just a huge pain in the ass. But real quick, what's up, Camille, Joseph? What's up? I think your name is Mahathir. I might have messed that up, man. I'm sorry, but how's it going, man? Yo, Chase, purple mag back there. Yo, if you want to play some Apex after this, let me know. I got a block of time. What rank am I, dude? Dude, Quan gonna give us some more fried chicken. Buy me some fried chicken, possibly. Yeah, guys, real quick, I have a new indicator today on my chart. As you can see, it's this bottom thing down here. I'm gonna explain that. I actually did a shit ton of research while I was sick because I couldn't sleep, and I found some use to it, and it's actually proven to be very, very useful historically. So we're going to talk about that. And this is probably the only time I'm going to talk about it on live stream because I do not want the whales to figure out my strategy. Yo, what up, Mike? Nice rock. What are we talking about here? Hi there, man. Pragmatic Trading from Twitter. Oh, what's up, man? How's it going? What's good, bruh? What's good, bruh? Sitting on a tray here, so confused about it going up or down. I'm going to talk about that. I mean, I'm going to give you guys my opinion. I think we're just in like a bear market bounce, like always, but it really depends how we close tomorrow. So, all right, real quick, going to look at stocks. Not like, probably actually very valuable. So, all right, new indicator, guys. I'm going to expand it here so you can probably see it a little bit better. Yeah, so we're going to really focus on the price and this indicator here. So this is called the put-call ratio. Essentially what I've dug is retail psychology. Retail always longs the top, shorts the bottom. So we had this huge bounce 2 weeks ago, really like 3 weeks ago. And if you look at the put call ratio here, and excuse my alerts going off, I have altcoin alerts going off because I might try and long some alts. I'm debating now that I'm seeing some of this new data. So okay, every time we have a major spike, I want you guys to look at the bottom and top of price. So if we zoom out completely and just look at this from a very broad view, and I'm even going to put this in log. So COVID crash. We have this huge spike in calls. And sorry, it's not as obvious on the Dow. I don't know why I'm using the Dow. It should be S&P. Excuse me. So you have this huge spike in calls, all of these three different spikes. And that, puts. Excuse me. Still, the sickness is still lingering in my brain, apparently. So if you can see these three bottom spikes here, what that means are people are shorting that, and they're shorting the bottom. So retail psychology, retail shorts the bottom. They see a huge, this is not COVID. This is 2008. Holy shit, I'm all over the place. Sorry, let me start from the beginning. 2008, put call ratio. So in 2008, everyone shorted the bottom because they thought we were going to keep going lower. Retail psychology, they short the bottom, and we actually started going up from there. If you can see, every single time we see a spike to the downside, we actually continue going higher. And when we get a spike to the upside here, God, I totally just backwash this. I need to restart what I'm doing and zoom in so I can see a little clearly. Excuse me. And we're going to turn off logs so I can see the price a little bit easier. So, okay, I want you guys to see the spike. So every time this spike. So essentially your spike upward is your put and your spike downward is your call. So if we look at the spike upward, so everyone's shorting the shit out of this. So essentially retail is shorting the bottom. And we actually can use this as a bottom signal. When your put indicator or your put to call ratio is spiking up like this, spiking above, especially our green line, which I'm kind of relating similar to RSI being like overbought. So think of this being extremely oversold or overshorted. We'll say this above the green is over. Actually, we're going to type it because I can't write to save my life. And I apologiz again. I sparred earlier today and I got rocked in the face, so probably post-concussion syndrome too. But you have overshorted, overshort, and then you have, excuse me, over long. Why is this not working in my favor? Okay, so you have overshort and overlong. So essentially, we spiked above, overshorted, and that actually signaled the bottom of the COVID crash. Once this started, basically V-shape or double top here, it signaled the bottom, and we actually started going higher. Now, if you can see, there are these little spikes where we were overlonged, and we actually drop a little bit, a couple inner weeks. But what we're really concerned about is the major spike. So I want you guys to see here at the all-time high, we were technically overlonged. We had a big spike here, and we actually saw some divergence between these 2 points. So you're overlonged right about here, and then you're overlonged here, and it actually gives us divergence even between here. So these 3 points, that is divergence, which tells us that a possible crash is coming, which we ended up crashing, I believe, about 20%. 15 to 16%, still quite a crash in the S&P 500. So that gives us the crash. So how can we expect the bottom after we crash 15%? Well, the bottom would come once we're overshorted. So overshorted means above this green line. So we see these 3 big spikes here. We see a massive green spike, and we actually see 3 levels of divergence right here. We have lower highs here, and as we're going down, we have lower lows. So that's divergence and signaled this this bottom. So it's not a perfect 3-step divergence every time, but I thought I'd just throw this in here because I think this is relevant to what Bitcoin's doing. As we know, the stock market or the S&P 500 bottomed 3 weeks ago, and Bitcoin has been quite on a tear these last 3 weeks. A lot of altcoins are on a tear. So with that said, what can we expect moving forward? So, okay, one thing, we've covered the overshort, overlong. So I want you guys to notice something. We have this overlonged period. So basically retail has longed this local top. We also have a very potential head and shoulders here. something that we should be paying attention to because it's a bearish reversal pattern. So, okay, I want you to relate this logic that I'm giving you now to Bitcoin in a moment. So, we are currently overlonged. We are potentially seeing a head and shoulders, a potential local top. So, if we go to Bitcoin right now and we look at the put to call ratio, we can see that we actually bottomed right here. If you can see this massive spike here on the weekly, we bottomed there. Or that signaled a local bottom. So that kind of makes sense and why we went up from that local bottom. Although I really disagreed with it. Seeing this and seeing what this is now, okay, I see how that's a local bottom. Well, does that mean we're going to go to all-time highs? Guys, I can't guarantee that. I don't think so, to be honest. I think we're going to absolutely dump this week. But I want you to keep this in mind. So we just noticed that the S&P 500 is topping. So, okay, I want you to look at this now. This line is now making divergence. We are seeing 4 levels of divergence. We're seeing here we were, here we bottomed. And then we see a level of divergence here. And then we see a level of divergence here. Now we're seeing another potential area where, too many shorts are in and we kind of went up. But I think that this line is going to follow the S&P 500 and it's going to signal a reversal. So basically what I'm saying here is this curve should start to invert and we should do this. Ultimately not forming divergence and not signaling more to come in the upward end. Again, just a small tool to spot like significant tops and bottoms. If you zoom out, like local tops and bottoms, you zoom out. COVID, we see, big spike here with the COVID crash, potential bottom. Up in this area, you can see that this was majorly lots of divergence. We're not creating larger spikes. We're actually seeing lower spikes, which shows distribution. Again, here in 2018, you have lots of spike or a big spike to the downside, some divergence in here. And then some of these local bottoms, you can see a big level here, which signaled a local bottom. And then, of course, after capitulation, we saw one of the largest spikes again, another allocation of local bottom. So just something I wanted to include. Sorry, I did not look at chat for a little while. I had to explain that. And guys, this is a new indicator I'm using. Still need to do a lot more research, really get my shit together with it. Like I said, experimenting with it, but it really has shown some historical bottoms and tops in really every market. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Maybe you add it to your arsenal again, called the put-call ratio. Try not to show it to everybody because I do not want whales to figure out my new strategy. Old coins moving. Get well. Isn't overlong the top? No, so overlong. Oh yeah, overlong would be the top. So if we can see here, we're actually slightly overlonged here. We should start to come back down overlong again. But that would imply that we maybe bounce here again, C52, and then go lower, which I think is in the cards. I think we're still going to retest this demand area here. I think that's... Sorry, Roman, if I made you feel bad lately. I don't know what you're talking about. One of my friends still tells me 170 PA because of Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a good tool, but it's not perfect. What do you think about Jasmine coin? I don't go over shit coins, I'm not going to lie. But all right, let's get into the normal TA. The normal TA we're good with. Okay, so we went over stocks. We think there's a potential reversal next week. Again, put to call ratio on the S&P, the Dow, everything's showing a very local top here. So would not be surprised if we had one. DXY. DXY is insanely bullish. I don't know. I'm honestly a little confused on how stocks in crypto bounced, but at the same time, looking at the put to call ratio, it looks like it was just a short-term short squeeze. Anyways, DXY, extremely bullish. We've been following this double bottom pattern for quite some time. We're consolidating here. I expect this to break out here fairly soon, either next couple weeks, next couple months. Fully expect this. We know that fundamentally the dollar's bullish. We know that technically the dollar's bullish. What does this mean? It means that assets are going to lose value, essentially. All right, let's get into Bitcoin real quick. So Bitcoin weekly, one thing I want you guys to note, and something that I've been tracking, you know, a lot of people are like, you're an idiot, this, that, and the other thing. Guys, this week is probably one of the most important weeks of this cycle. If we close below this 50 weekly, which is only about $300 from where we are now, that is not a good sign. That is actually a very, very bearish indication. Every single time we've had a death cross, it's been respected to previous cycles, just even during the COVID crash, which again, a data point that I don't put too much emphasis on just because it's, you know, it was a black swan event. So real quick, what is the death cross? It's the yellow over the blue or the 20 over the 50. Each time we saw one, we saw a significant drop, well over 50%, and I'm anticipating it again. I think we're in distribution. There is hardly any volume. There's hardly any retail buying. Demand is not rising, and honestly, supply is not being tapped into. So again, keep an eye out for this point. The 50 weekly is $45,722. Something that we all need to pay attention to. And again, if we close below like 45K this week, I would very much expect a dump. No matter what other data points show, this has been a very proven indicator in the past of bear market sentiment. You think 60 to 50 is a good buy zone for Cardano? Honestly, I'm not trying to accumulate Cardano. I wonder how put to call looks over Harmony could possibly show out at 0.18. I don't know. I don't know if it works as well for altcoins. I'm still experimenting with it, guys. I haven't used this indicator for more than like 3 days, so I'm not trying to put too much emphasis on it. I'm just trying to like show it off, and maybe it's something that you can research, and if you find any problems, feel free to reach out with me. If you find it very useful, you know, let me know. But for now, I'm really focused on this death cross. I really am. It's already crossed, so if we zoom in here, it's already crossed, and we're currently testing the 50 as support. If this can hold as support, very good sign. The only problem for me is we have extremely low volume on this pump, and honestly, it just kind of looks like a retest. We have a breakdown, then a retest, perfectly normal in a bear market. Just because we're slightly above it does not mean you know, everything's bullish and dandy. I mean, we barely had any volume on that breakout relative to the other candles here. That's why I'm considering like, where's the volume? Like, that doesn't validate a breakout. All right, let's go to the daily here. So the daily, I've drawn supply and demand zones. Why? I think they're more accurate. I think it'll help us in both shorting and longing. And to be honest, we know that support and resistance is not just a strict line; it's more of a zone. So here are my supply and demand zones. You may agree, you may disagree, but these are my zones. So for now, still seeing relatively low volume, especially relative to the prior candles. I don't see a lot of momentum here. MACD looking to swap down. Again, if we bounce to 52K, or sorry, if we continue to 52K, I still think we need to revisit this area and do something like this, and then we'll slope down. Ultimately, this will bring RSI back to 50, create divergence. You'll have divergence here, and just another indication that this is most likely the local top. If you want to trade it, you can. It's like a 15% move. I mean, from bottom of demand, yeah, it's about a 15-16% move. Definitely worth trading, but remember, keep your risk well managed. Don't take a lot of risk. We could very well just lose this level and just continue dumping. I mean, this does look like a giant bear flag. Yeah, very proven. It happened 2 times. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. You guys have to remember, stream's delayed. ETH is top pick still. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to accumulate ETH, just not right now. Did you try it for intraday swing traders? I'm a swing trader. Intraday swing trading is not a thing. Swing trading is over days to weeks to months. So intraday trading would just be day trading. But yeah, guys, daily, I mean, not looking that hot. If we go to like the Binance, so Binance has the most volume. And if we just look at strictly volume here, we open up, I just want to show you guys the daily chart. So we look at the 3-day. Yeah, like not a very healthy sentiment that we're going to continue much higher. Again, we had volume going down here. Yes, we continue going higher, but ultimately crashed. So I don't think this is the volume to break all-time high if you're super bullish. Just be aware that a crash can happen at any point with this type of volume. Again, we're seeing it here compared to here. Now, could we like go up, like bottom here, and then continue higher? Yes, but I'd like to see volume like this where it's going up as the move is going up. That would be more significant to me. And time-based, that would make more sense, as summer is usually pretty green for crypto. But 3-day, I mean, not the best volume, not going to lie. Breaking out of this resistance level, we've had some of the lowest volume I've ever seen. So it's really not relative and doesn't really confirm anything for me yet. 2-day, again, seeing that volume extremely low from at least this bottom. We know that this is not an indication of strength, although if you make this trade and you're in profit, great for you. I think that's awesome. But in my system, I don't make trades like this. I let the trades come to me. I'm not trying to long something that could literally plummet whenever the whales decide to. We know that the Bitcoin conference is soon, and last year we saw an absolute dump. So daily, again, with price action, I mean, volume's going down, price going up, relative volume is not very high, and I do see a potential double top here. So just keep that on the time horizon. I don't really see a lot of strength, and some altcoins will run in this period where Bitcoin's kind of consolidating or in distribution, and you're more than welcome to trade them. Just please understand the risk. Spoofing going on? It's not spoofing, it's just derivatives trading. So essentially what derivatives trading is, it's all the whales pumping money, the billionaires pumping money into this. I mean, you guys are seeing Quan buying, and guys, he's buying to sell soon. I mean, he's not buying for long-term gains, not that I know of. And again, he's just doing a change of hands with another big whale. Check ETH or SOL. I've seen the ETH daily. It's still very low volume. But all right, let's look at the 12-hour real quick. 12-hour, yeah. I think even if we do go up, this demand zone will be retested just because we have very low volume on the 12-hour. Could we go up? Sure, but if we go up any higher with this low volume, we're going to make a double top. And you could definitely take a short somewhere in this area, somewhere around 48K, and then add more below 44K. I would like to see down before up if you're bullish. I mean, personally, I'd like to see up before down so we get that double top. But if you're bullish, you want this to come down, consolidate, and go up. You do not want this to go up, make that double top, and dump. That would be really, really bad if you're bullish. Again, seeing levels of divergence here if we start to make higher highs. Not seeing a lot of strength here. We actually saw more volume on the selling over in this portion than we did on the original breakout, which to me is a sign of weakness. Again, 4-hour real quick, 4-hour. Yeah, I mean, MACD is starting to slope back down. It looks like we're going to revisit this area. So if you're not in a long yet, maybe wait for this potential double bottom here. Or even here, it's a hypothetical situation, but anything below 44K is an automatic risk off. Like, do not long. We should dump back to this next demand zone. So for now, let's even look at a 1-hour before I say anything else. Yeah, I mean, again, we saw more volume on the selling side than we did on this original breakout. This breakout was very random to me. If you look at a 5-minute, we just had a huge volume spike with no sort of momentum. It just seemed very fishy. And then some distribution up here, some back down to demand. Demand was tested. We pumped back up, making a lower high. Again, another sign of weakness, to at least to me, say we need to come back to demand before we go up. But yeah, let's look at Ethereum real quick, because this will give us some clues on some altcoins. And then I had a request from Discord to go over Bitcoin dominance, which I will for sure do. So Ethereum is actually over my point of supply here. Supply meaning resistance. We actually broke out yesterday. As much as I want to long a breakout, I can't long this because I'm not so sure that this is an area of supply. And I would like to see this back test and maybe consolidate and then go up. I think that would fall in line with what Bitcoin would do, or what I think Bitcoin would do. Overall, Ethereum's up really nice. We had a nice double bottom here. I wish I was paying more attention to this chart because this is a very, very easy swing trade. You have a nice diagonal resistance there. Sorry, I've kind of messed that up, and we're in log anyway. So you have a nice diagonal resistance here, breakout here, double bottom. I mean, honestly, I should have taken this trade, and I'm pissed I didn't because I'd be up quite a bit right now. But regardless, can't win them all. I was more focused on the Bitcoin weekly death cross, and that bit me in the ass. But for now, Ethereum looking pretty bullish, double bottom breakout. I really like this price action here. This is very, very bullish to me. No signs of divergence yet, although slight divergence between these two highs right here. We haven't started to turn down, so this could continue going up. Again, I'd like to see multiple signs of divergence before I say or think that things are going to move down. What I do notice here is Ethereum is showing that call ratio here, so this could be an indication, and divergence here on the put side, that could be an indication that this could start to come down, maybe back test before going back up. Again, another just short-term indication. I haven't experimented with this with altcoins yet, and I don't think I'll use it for altcoins because altcoins can do what altcoins want to do. You know what I mean? Like they're easier to pump rather than Bitcoin, and they typically don't follow macro sentiment. You're still in shorts, bro. Did you take profit at 45K? I took profit at 45K. It just seemed weird, and I'm glad I did. I'm also like kind of done with the day trading, invalidation trading shit. I'm just waiting for basically a move to make sense for me to trade. I have multiple sources of income, so I'm not really in a rush to make a trade. I have plenty in an interest earning account. I have plenty. I mean, if I make a 20% trade, that's it's a lot of money. I feel uncomfortable disclosing that, but it's quite a bit. But real quick, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance here, it looks pretty dumpy. So what does this tell us? One, I would like to see this blue line hold as support or possible support. I think I drew that on the daily. So if we get like a nice little bounce, you could see some alts come down a bit, but for now, I mean, Bitcoin dominance looks like alt season is coming or possible. But again, we have some support here. We have a breakout back test, another back test. So if we bounce here and continue higher, that's very much a possibility. I don't want that to be not out of the cards. But for now, keep an eye on this blue line. It's about 40%. We break below 40% here. This level, you're going to see your alts rip. I mean, we break this purple line here at even lower at 40, 39, maybe even 38 here. This will absolutely, where we will see alts absolutely rip. Now, for me, it doesn't make a lot of sense because there isn't a lot of demand in this market. There's not a lot of retail involvement. We're entering a recessive time period economically. So to see catastrophic gains from alts really doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but, anything's possible. The new indicator is called the put to call ratio. So, all right, I'll go over Harmony for you as real, and then I'll go over a couple other things, but let me find one. One being Harmony. So one here. Oh wow. Okay. So one. Honestly, this looks like a corrective move. We have a nice double top here. We've gone down. We're now back testing the point of essentially this is the point of validation for the double top, and we should continue lower. I mean, looking at this chart, this does not look bullish at all. Again, I think I had this drawn on the weekly. Yeah, I had this drawn on the weekly. So here we actually have that double top, and basically a breakdown and a retest of this area of prior support, what is now new resistance, and this should continue lower. Guys, just another reason why I'm just not super bullish right now. This doesn't look, this kind of market structure is not a bullish one. And honestly, I'd like to see us maybe come down again before going up. At least that gives us a reversal pattern. But for now, all this is a double top breakdown retest. We should continue lower. I mean, even with Ethereum, like Ethereum doesn't look extremely bullish. Now, if we go up to here, we could see this because we could see a head and shoulders here. That would be a massive head and shoulders, and I think it's very, very possible. So keep an eye out on that. I mean, you're looking at a typical, distributive pattern. We also have extremely low volume while we're forming this second half. That's completely normal in a distributive environment. So keep that in mind as well. Yeah, I mean, if Harmony drops like alts have in the past, and let me go back to this chart. I mean, it will most likely drop 90%. So you're looking at, 0.04, right where my support line is. That would be probably a decent opportunity along, or at least hold for a significant period of time. Let me get some water real quick. But yeah, I could very well see that. I mean, this market structure is not. I mean, I don't understand how people say that we haven't had alt season when coins like Harmony were at 0.0003 or 0.003 and went up 5,300 or 5,400%. I mean, it's like a 50x in like 3 months. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like coins like Doge. Well, Doge's charts. Unfortunately, this is the Bitfinex chart. It's not going to give me relevant data, but ADA did insane. I mean, I got another 3,600%. Solana. I mean, from December 20 all the way to November 21, literally 37,000%. They're expecting these altcoins to go up higher. I mean, look, if they do, they do. But again, this market structure here, we have essentially 20 weeks of just, did I get that right? Yeah, almost 20 weeks of just down. And now we have 3 weeks of up, and people are saying bull market, all-time highs, alt season, this, that, and the other thing. And guys, I mean, when you go up this high and you drop 70%, you're going to have a big bounce, and this is your big bounce. I mean, Solana bounced 83%. That's, I hate to say it, but that's kind of normal, especially when you've almost lost all of your value. So big drops have big bounces, and this notion that we're going to see all-time highs and alt season and all this, I mean, this could just very well be the like a bear market retest or a bear market bounce. Yeah, Solana could be a solid coin. It's something I'd like to DCA if I can get that opportunity to. Definitely something I'm looking at. But yeah, guys, I just want to do a quick stream today, show off the new indicator, really kind of get some TA down. I didn't live stream Wednesday or Friday because I was sick. My apologies. Still a little under the weather, but getting over it. Real quick, because it's the new month, I like to do this. If you guys are looking for a new exchange, I recommend Bitget. The links are in the description and in the chat. They have the highest rated security, top 5 derivatives, liquidity, great support team, easy to use mobile app. I've used them for like 3 months now. I really, really like them. They have super low fees as well, so if you're into that, you don't want to pay the high fees that Coinbase and Binance have. I don't think Binance is as bad anymore, but Binance has all those scam wicks. Also with Bitget, if you didn't know this, they have a system in play to avoid all of these scammy wicks. Like if you guys didn't know, this is why I left Binance and why I'm working on suing Binance. Binance had a wick. I have to find it real quick. A wick that went all the way down to $8,000 in 15 seconds. I was in $25,000 of profit, and unfortunately for me, my stops were at break even, so I ended up, losing out on the not realized $25,000 gain, but I, got stopped out at break even. I was really pissed. It was totally unexpected and totally uncalled for, and Binance still has not answered this problem, and I'm currently working on suing them. since then, I've looked for a new exchange, and I highly recommend Bitget. With that said, guys, I've been doing the trading classes for 4 months. They're up on Patreon. All the prior lessons, the private chat's still up. If you're interested and you want to learn how to use like TA, how to do figure out market sentiment, how to use risk management, how to do portfolio analysis, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All these details are in Discord. I believe there's a link in the chat and in the description. It's been a great ride doing the trading classes. I had 50 students at one point, but I need a break. I've been nonstop for a whole year. I made the Discord, did the classes, did a bunch of shit this year. I'm really, really proud of where it's all going, but I need a break. And this summer, I'm going to drink and fish and work out and party and whatever. I'm not going to really, I'll still be trading, I'll still be active in Discord, but I'm probably not going to be into all of the extra shit for now. But I'm going to take everything down on Patreon in May, so if you want to look at it, it's all up there. You still have to sign up, but you can probably crush those 4 months of content within like a month or two. I guess with all that said, guys, I want to, thanks for coming out on Saturday. We had like an 80 person audience. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try and do a Twitter space sometime this week. If you guys have anyone you'd like on, I can certainly invite them or send them an invite. I'd be down to listen to a moon clown or like someone who's bullish or thinks that we're in a bull market still. Wouldn't mind listening to their opinion and maybe debating with them a little bit. But just let me know if you guys. I'll send a tweet out. Just reply to it. Yada yada. With all that said, guys, please be patient. Use risk management, and good luck trading.